There's breaking news that the president is confirming that there were these military strikes in Yemen. I want to read to you from this lengthy post that he put online. He said, in part, today I have ordered the United States military to launch decisive and powerful military action against the Houthi terrorists in Yemen. They have waged an unrelenting campaign of piracy, violence, and terrorism against American and other ships, aircraft, and drones. He went on to say, we will use overwhelming lethal force until we have achieved our objective. The Houthis have choked off shipping in one of the most important waterways in the world, grinding vast swaths of global commerce to a halt and attacking the core principle of freedom of navigation upon which international trade and commerce depends. He also went on to say our brave warfighters are right now carrying out aerial attacks. So this is really important because he's posting this online while they're still in the air, which is, I think, really striking. The president also went on to say that if Iran continues to support the Houthis, that they are going to also be held accountable by the United States. And he said that they should beware of their choices. So breaking news here with the president confirming this. And also, I think it's important to also note that this comes as we're also hearing and learning more about these ISIS leaders that were killed. It's U.S. CENTCOM, if we could put that up. There's a post online where they confirmed this. They said that the global ISIS #2 leader, that he was one of the most important ISIS members in the entire global ISIS organization. They said that they will continue to kill terrorists and dismantle their organization. So what you have here really is two fronts here and a lot of news abroad about the sort of military strikes that the United States is carrying out now under the Trump administration.
All right, some breaking news. The U.S. has begun to carry out large-scale military strikes in Yemen's capital of Sana'a. Sources on the ground are reporting that these attacks included both air and naval strikes on dozens of targets. Our Middle East correspondent, Zach Anders, he's live in Tel Aviv with the latest. Zach, what do you know?
Yeah, we're seeing some early reports now of those explosive munitions impacting these sites around that capital of Sana'a. It's about 9:30, about almost 10 o'clock there, local time in Yemen. Now, we're seeing based on what we can gather from those posting on the ground, a large number of sites that are actively burning. It appears that this is a multi-wave attack with dozens of targets just around the capital. You would have to imagine, as this campaign has kicked off against the Houthis, that there is a lot of attention and focus outside the capital as well. The Houthis have built up their infrastructure deep in some underground facilities in some areas. They're not all around the capital. They have a vast control over the west and southern ends of that country in the Gulf. Now, one of the things that we were tracking just a few hours before this was the movement of the carrier strike group Truman. The last reported position was in this area in the Red Sea. What we're trying to piece together is how broad these attacks appear to be. And again, we're getting reports of dozens of sites that have already been hit. And the planes, people are still reporting they're hearing them overhead. So it's likely that these attacks are ongoing. From what we're hearing here in Israel, there's an expectation that these attacks could last for days, given how pervasive and deep underground some of this Houthi infrastructure is. For those Israeli sources that we speak to, one of the immediate things they're thinking about is, would, in this moment where the Houthis appear to be getting pounded pretty good, would they attempt to launch another ballistic missile at Israel? Right now, we're not getting any word from the Israeli side as to any concern. The last time the Houthis launched a ballistic missile at Israel was January 18th. They launched 2. They were successfully intercepted. They have launched dozens of drones and ballistic missiles over the past several months. But January 18th was when that stopped, right before President Trump's inauguration. This is a precarious moment here, as we also have the Israeli War Cabinet still, from what we can tell, still meeting. We are getting some initial understanding that there may be some sort of decisive action taken by the Israelis and Prime Minister Netanyahu tonight as well, not pertaining to the Houthis, but pertaining to Gaza. So this could be a very eventful night here, again, as we're watching what appears to be the launch of a very large air campaign against that terror group in Yemen, sending a very clear message to Iran and the terror leaders in Tehran. Guys.